Hi, I'm back. Thank you for taking time to attend my lectures again. Okay, so we're going to go through Module 3, Part 2, Session 3B, Understanding Incidental Teaching Strategy. I'm just wondering whether any of you might have heard of this strategy before. So if you have, okay, this will be a good revision. For those who have not, it's something simple, something that you can practice and should be able to master it, and it will be useful for you. Okay, the aims, I'm hoping that at the end of the lesson, you will be able to use this strategy effectively with your child. Okay, okay. So please watch the video, okay, and ask yourself, okay, or someone may have used a similar approach randomly. What did he or she did with the child? Okay. Because this is an incidental teaching, it's something has been around. It has been used quite widely. Okay, so you may have seen it somewhere. I mean, you must understand that it might not be exactly what you see, but it is something that is similar. Okay, so that's exactly what we are going to do. We may not be able to follow exactly, but at least we do what is required. So just to give you a background, okay, incidental teaching is part of the applied behavior analysis, which I think most of you will know. The aim is we always focus on the child and his interests. Okay, so that is the basic understanding here. Okay. You always try to prioritize what the child's lead is, okay, and observing the child, you are able to understand when it is the best time for you to intervene. Okay. And incidental strategies prioritize motivation and the natural curiosity within the child. Okay, so this is something you must understand. It is something the child wants to do, okay, wants to do. At the same time, he is in a situation where he's very comfortable. Yeah, I think that is very important. It is not a force. You cannot force your child to do something. Okay, so what is very important as a parent is to keep a step behind and observe your child. And when you think it is ready for you to intervene, then please do. Okay, so every time, as I mentioned, always have a good observation skill of your child. Okay, try to understand and see what the child is doing. Okay, and you want to introduce something, please do not do it randomly as and when you feel like doing. That is not the way. Okay, so it should be something that has been consciously thought about it, and then you are slowly introducing it. Okay, so just be very clear about that. So, for example, if you incorporate colors into play with a toy bus, okay, so if the toy bus is blue, then maybe you have a red toy bus or different colors. So your child is used to play with the blue um toy bus, and then you suddenly introduce a red one. Okay, so that it gives him like it will create some curiosity, understood, right? And at the same time, you also can see that your child will feel, and then you can introduce the colors blue, red, blue, red. Okay, so you need to work on that as much as you can. Always, please remember, always keep eye contact. Always maintain the high level. Okay, so if your child is seated, okay, it is good for you to sit and try to be as close at the eye level, and always look at the face. Okay, tell your child to look at your eyes, look at your face, so that when you give the expression, the child will understand. I told you, right? Most autistic children tend to be very visual, so that is why the interaction is very important. Always have some control. Okay, although it is agreed that you want to give your child the play and everything, but it is very important that you know what is happening. Okay, so the way, so that your child is not doing it something randomly and things are moving just anyhow. Okay, so you need to be control, take control of the environment. Always allow your child time to respond. Please do not ask him something and the next minute you expect him to give you an answer. That is not possible. Okay. So sometimes you need to give, non-verbal and verbal or non-verbal cues for him to, interact. Okay. So looking at him, trying to show the hand gesture to come to you or throw the ball to you, something of that nature. Don't just stand there and throw the ball, throw the ball. It's not going to work. So you need to have some um, human interaction and feels. And whatever you want your child to do, you also can model it. Modeling is a very important thing. It's something like what we call scaffolding, okay, where you model what you want. So if you want your child to say something, um, for example, you want him to ask from you for a red ball, then you tell him one red ball. And you wait for your child to respond to say one red ball. So this is very important, okay, modeling. So sometimes you need to model the right actions, the right words, and everything, so that your child will understand. Please take note. You just cannot do it once and expect the child to understand. You may have to do 5 times, 10 times, or 15 times. I don't know, but repetition does not do anything wrong. Okay, it may help you. Okay, so be very clear. Okay, and always be very firm in understanding that you need the right response. Okay, the desired response. But what is very important is do not go to the nitty-gritty of it. Okay, for example, if you tell your child to give him a chip, but he can clips. Okay, but it doesn't come as chips, but it gives you clips. Or okay, something that is quite similar to what it is. Reward him. Don't wait until no chip, chip. Don't keep saying the same thing. Then I think it will defeat the purpose. What's very important is that as the child makes attempt, you should reward them. That's very important. That's positive reinforcement. Okay, so please, you need to consider that very well too. Okay, um, always offer opportunities for your child. Okay, to practice the skills. Okay, it is not true. Okay, I want to emphasize this to you. It's not like once your child have done it, that means he has mastered it. Please be aware. Nobody can master a skill in the first time. Not possible. Okay. So what is very important is that you always arrange the environment such a way that your child has opportunity to try the same skill as many times as possible. The more he does it, the more practices he gets it, then he will do better. Okay? Always don't always give the simple task. Right? As your child makes progress, you also need to change the level of difficulty. Okay? So once you have cleared the first stage, that you put in the next layer, okay, for him to move to the next level. Once you have mastered it, then the next layer. But please do not put the layer like this so far. That is not the idea. The idea here is one layer, the next layer, and the next layer, and the next layer, and the next layer, and the next, until it reaches your desired level. Okay, you need to give child time. Okay, so sometimes it is very important that you need to make the task a bit more challenging so that it, in a sense, creates that bonding that otherwise may not be there. Because if it is so easy, then the child will just get it done by himself, and then you become very redundant. So it's a mix and play. Okay, you need to know when to up the task and when you need to lower it, the task. Okay, but the most important thing, the task must be progressive, not regressive in nature. Bear that in mind. Okay. So an example, say your child likes a cookies, a particular kind of cookies. Okay, so you put it there in a jar and you keep it in such a strategic location where your child can see it, but he can't reach it. He needs to come to you to seek help. That is what we mean by setting the environment. You are keeping it such a way that your child, otherwise he would have just taken it and said, now he needs your help. Okay, so that is what we mean by framing the environment such a way that it looks natural, but it is designed. Okay, so you wait for your child to notice and ask the cookie, okay, in his own communication style. Okay, so how you will ask, I don't know. Sometimes the child can come and pull your dress or your hand to say he wants, or your child can make and he can point. Okay, fine. The important thing is that is he able to come and communicate? Communication is very important. Please bear in mind. Whether it is verbal, non-verbal, gestures, everything is communication. As long as both parties understand each other, that is communication. Okay, so it doesn't need to be so bombastic. Please. So once your child has prompted and you know, then you try. Okay, so you need to know yourself. Okay, where is the level of difficulty? So you tell the child you want cookie, uh, but sometimes the child may not tell you he wants the word as cookies, but he may say cookie, cook it, or cook it. It doesn't matter. It's okay. You can give it to him because this is the first time you are doing with him. The next round, you do make it even more clear with the child that you want to make it sure that he pronounce it in the correct way. So over time, as I mentioned, or it doesn't need to be cookies, it can be even colors. If you think that you want to introduce colors to your child is very familiar with blues, but you want to let him know, you want him to register other colors, then you purposely put a blue, a red, and a pink ball at a eye level that he can see. If he points you to the blue, you know he is obviously pointing you to the blue, but you can take the red ball and show him. You want the red ball? He will probably say no. Then you take the pink ball and you give it to him. He will probably say no. And then, yeah, you give it to him the blue ball. The point here is when you say the red ball, the pink ball, what is very important is it is registered in his mind. It is registered. Okay, so it will come to you after some time. So if you continue using that opportunity, so this time you show the red ball, the pink ball, and the blue ball. The next time you arrange his shirt, the blue, what color he likes. If he likes blue, again keep the red t-shirt and a pink t-shirt there, and then you show him purposely the different one. So it is not just there. It's not just in the kitchen or anything. Wherever you can, you carry out incidental teaching. That is why it's based on the environment. You can bring him to the shopping center, you can teach him. You can bring him to the toilet, even the washroom, you can teach him. The idea here is wherever possible, use the environment to teach. That is why we call that incidental. It is an incident that you are teaching. Okay, so make the incident, make the environment, and give him the teaching. Okay, so all the best. Try as usual. Okay, whatever that you are doing, as much as your child need to master, you also need to master. So spend some time looking at incidental teaching, try it out, write it out, okay, map it out, plan it out before you execute. And as usual, I will be very glad that if you can share with me your experience of teaching incidental teaching strategy to your child, or you can just share with me in a written form. Okay, whichever that you feel comfortable. The most important thing is let's learn together. It's a journey we are going together. All the best. See you again. Bye bye.